Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is good to be back in the studio. Good to actually be putting out some content. We were in here a week ago and did nothing other than just ramble on like a bunch of idiots and record nothing. So it's good to be in here. We got an exciting guest for you today.
Yes, finally putting a face to the name, Clarity444. We have Steve on. It's going to be a great episode. Kicking off season 2 pretty strong. So,
Yeah, let's get at it.
yes.
All right, guys, we're back, and here's Steve from Clarity. I'll let him introduce himself a bit, and then we'll talk. If he's humble, if he holds back, we'll give you the full rundown on him.
What's up, guys? I'm Steve. I'm the founder of CLARITY444. Finally, you guys get to see who I am. Been putting the podcast off for a while. I feel bad about it. Finally here for you guys. So I'm going to answer some questions for the boys. Let them know what's up.
All right, I think we got to start with the obvious. What's the name about?
So Clarity, this actually started like back in high school. This isn't something new for sure. I started this back in 2018. Just as like a little idea in high school, and honestly I really wish I would have did more with it at that time, because that was when I was around all my friends, all the people in high school. They loved it, they all wanted to buy it. Just the thing was, I didn't have the financial income to fund it. So the idea didn't really last long at that time. So it kind of dropped for a while. I'd say for a couple years, I just honestly didn't do much with it at all till I'd say about a year ago. Picked it back up and just really started going crazy with it.
So I know the answer to this question just because I worked with you and we go back a couple years. What is the meaning behind Clarity444? Like, how did that all come about?
So clarity actually comes from just being clear with yourself. Becoming closer to self is kind of the whole meaning behind it. Now, when I came up with this, I really wasn't much of a spiritual person at all. Like, I wasn't into the spirituality aspect of life. Like, I wasn't digging into the deeper side of things. It was just something that clicked for me. Like, when I said that name Clarity, like, it was just like, that was it. I wanted to do something with that name. And then eventually people always ask me, what does that mean? What do you mean by clarity? And I had to come up with something. So I came up with the whole thing behind it, like what that really means to me deep down inside. And honestly, it's just being clear with yourself, being clairvoyant, the whole 9 yards. You got to be down and deep with yourself and see the clear aspect of life. So that all leads back to clarity for me. Having clarity with yourself, having clarity with life, that all brings you to a happier place, to be honest, in my opinion. So that's kind of where I went with it. And I ran with that whole clarity thing. And ever since, it's just been about elevating your life, seeing clearly. That's just the whole aspect of it. So
I love how it's clarity, but you had no idea what it was when you were going into it. Like, that's just life. Like, you have this idea of what you kind of want it to be. That goes for any project you start, anything you do, especially like we know it, we've done with the podcast. You start with this idea and you just kind of keep chipping away until you finally get to there, or just keep working to get to that point you want to be at.
Well, see, that's why I think a lot of things are meant to be, because that's just, certain things like that, you really don't have a meaning for it. The universe sends you messages and stuff. Sometimes they're not always clear what they mean at that point in time. But, they pop up back in your life, and it ends up being the biggest piece of it. Clarity, I didn't know that had any meaning to it in 2018. Come fast forward, it's 2021. Now that's the biggest piece of my life. So it's just crazy. That's the universe sending me messages.
You think you manifested it?
What's that?
You think you kind of manifested it?
In a way, yeah.
Like, unknowingly.
Fashion always was kind of a part of my life. Like, thinking back, even when I was just a kid, I always wanted to stand out with what I wore. I never wanted to just be wearing like whatever every other kid was wearing. I hated that. So I always wanted to be different in that way. And fashion was always just the best way that I could express myself. So, it always kind of seemed like, my whole life I was manifesting in a way a fashion future for myself. So, yeah, for sure.
What's your background in like art or design or fashion or anything like that? Or is it just growing up that's just something you just were obviously around it? Everyone is, like, I guess, a piece of it, but it's just something you kind of fell into, or?
See, art has always been a part of my life. Like, I can think back as far as I can remember, as long as I've been in school, I've always been that kid that likes to doodle on his papers. You know, that was always something I loved to do. And, you know, if I was in an art class, I always felt like that was my favorite time of the day when I could express myself on a piece of paper. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, you know, yeah, art has definitely always been a big piece of my life, and not so much, you know, Photoshop. Like, I got into the whole, you know, Adobe phase. I got into that kind of late, but I would say it's crazy because my senior year of high school, I did an internship, and at that internship, it was all about screen. Like, it was a screen print shop, so I was learning about everything screen print. Like, at that time, I had just started Clarity probably 3 months ago before I started this internship, and I'm at this internship now. I'm learning about how to make shirts and stuff. Like, this was perfect for me at that time. I had them as a tool to use. You know, I could use their stuff. They were letting me print shirts, whatever. So it was like perfect at that time, but I ended up letting that go. But while I was there, I learned how important it was to learn Adobe Illustrator, whether it was Adobe Illustrator, just some way that you can create on a computer and get your design to be able to be printed in some way, to get it onto a shirt somehow, you know, because that's what sells. You know, shirts sell. People want the design on the shirt. So that was like one of the most important aspects that I learned in high school. Okay, now I have to get Adobe. Now I have to learn this. This is the next step. So it went from drawing to now I got to now learn this whole software. So that was like the next step for me, pretty much.
Yeah, and to touch back on the whole drawing thing, this guy so I worked at TJ Maxx with Steve for two and a half years almost. This dude would be at the cash register just with sticky notes, and he had a pen just drawing always, bro. He wouldn't be ringing anybody out, just like sitting there drawing. I'm like, man, what's this guy doing? And then, you know, we got closer and it made sense. But yeah, I thought it was just something I just thought back on, remembered.
And that's literally how it's always been. Like, people, I don't know, they've always kind of said the same thing. Like, what is this guy doing? I'm in the middle of class, like, doing this detailed art project on the side of this assignment. And, like, the teacher's just like, I was that kid where the teacher would just stop and stare at me. And, like, the whole, like, as he's teaching, he'd stop teaching and just stare at me while I'm going balls to the wall on this art project.
You had no idea they stopped. You just kept going.
Yeah, I just keep going. The whole class is staring at me, and then they're like, I'll wait. I'm like, that was the worst for me. I was like, oh, dang, dude. Stopped the whole class. Got them all staring at me. Like, that was the worst. And that's another thing, man. I hated how the teachers never let you express yourself. Like, art-wise, you know? Like, they didn't understand it that way.
Yeah.
I feel like the schooling system in general just doesn't, these days it's like if you don't go to college, you can't do anything. But, like, everybody knows that's not true at all. Like, you know, the greats, they didn't go to college, or they're college dropouts. So I think that's one thing that's definitely wrong with our schooling system.
Yeah, 100%. Like, Maslin for sure. I don't know if I should say the name. They're just not a school. They were one school that really harped on going to college. You know, they really, like, that was like one thing. They made it seem like if you don't go to college, like, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? Like, they don't talk about anything else. They don't talk about starting your own business. They don't talk about, you know, learning a trade right out of high school, like something like that. They don't talk about that. They're like, oh, where are you going to school? They're like shoving college applications down your throats. Like, that's just not how it should be. You know, the kid should have some freedom or some at least knowledge of what the other options are. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think with the evolution of technology and social media, I feel like less and less kids are now going to college because they're able to make money through, you know, just being creative, expressing themselves, and, you know.
That's one thing about today's I shouldn't say today's economy, today's market. Like, our age group, it's so easy to appeal to them. because it's so easy to relate. We're all kind of going through the same thing right now. You know, it's kind of hard for everybody. We all just came out of a pandemic. We're locked in our houses and stuff. We're all coming out of that, and it's like social interactions are kind of weird at first, like starting to get back into the swing of things. So it's like we're all kind of going through a lot right now. We're just, at the end of the day, we're just kids for real, just trying to make it through. So if we have a way, an outlet to express ourselves, you guys got your podcast. This is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at your guys, you know, whole studio. Like, that's awesome. So, like, any way our podcast, you know, get people talking and stuff, like, that's any way to express yourself. That's the key thing right now. People need that. It's essential right now, for sure.
One thing I wanted to touch on, and it kind of goes back to a bunch of things you were talking about. So, like, we were talking about how school and everything. One thing I think schools need to be teaching now would be Adobe. Like, it's such a skill. Like, it's almost something you need to know for almost any career. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not getting into that, not getting into that. Almost every job you could use something as simple as, like, Adobe. Not simple, but, like, you could use that and do something big with it that can go, like, I feel like it fits so many applications that, like, a lot of people don't even realize. And to know that and to have that on an application is huge. And I'm sure you realize that after learning it. But, like, I feel like that could be a whole, like, high school class that would be so beneficial to so many people.
Yes, dude. It's like the most important thing about that, I would say, is like, if someone wants to start their own construction business, you know, and they have all their knowledge in construction, they know exactly how to build a house start to finish, but they don't know how to make their logo, they don't know how to market themselves, and they don't know how to, you know, create some sort of marketing program to where they can get their name out and start getting themselves jobs consistently. So I feel like a class surrounded by how you know, go about creating a logo, what colors to use, how you do things, that would be essential for that person. Like, if you, for Maslin, for example, like, there's a bunch of career tech classes that you can take. There's a construction one that you can take. And there's also these side classes, like business ones. They have computer ones, just, I don't know, little side classes. But I feel like right there you could add in Adobe somewhere, you know, just that teaches you that side of art, you know, just whatever it's called, screen, I don't know, I can't think of the name of it right now, but just some class that teaches you that software, because that's essential for that kid that's also in that construction class that wants to start his own business but doesn't know where to start, doesn't know how to get his name out there, doesn't know how to create a logo, and that could stop someone right then and there. You know, it could discourage them. Like, I don't even know how to make my own logo. I can't do this on my own. People don't have the money to hire a graphic designer to go create them a logo. So at least if high school could offer something like that, that's the bare minimum in my opinion.
Or even, like, I don't think a lot of people don't even realize, like, all the opportunities that are out there. Like, a kid like our age can just jump on, like, Fiverr, and they could do, like, that could be their job. That construction guy could come on and say, hey, I need someone who's okay at Adobe. I don't need someone that's fantastic that's going to make me the best logo. I don't need the next Google logo. I don't need the next, like, I don't need a Fortune 500 company logo. I just need a logo that looks good. And there are a lot of people out there that have that little bit of skill that could do it, but they don't know to look for it because, like you said, their school never talked about it. Like, that could be a job all on its own. Forget going and doing something and, like, making it and then not knowing that little piece. Be that person that puts the pieces together. And, like,
exactly.
That could be such an easy thing to do. Or even, like you were talking about how your school had some sort of classes like that. Have that be the class project. Have businesses from kids that graduated from your school say, hey, I need a logo, and then have that be a homework assignment. Have the kids at your school work on that. Like, that would be so cool to be like, this is a completely, like, community-based company. The kids at the high school made the logo. Like, that could be such a simple way to, like, teach, and also, like, both people would get what they need, and it would help everyone out so much.
Exactly. And people honestly don't realize how important the logo is to your company. That's one of the most important parts. Like, you got to think, I mean, like you said, Google, like, you're not going to be the next Google, but it's like, that's almost what the logo represents. Like, you almost want your logo to be recognized. Like, I don't know if you remember back in, like, it was a long time ago, like around the time iPhones were first coming out, when they had that logo quiz game. when you
Mhm.
can guess the logo, that whole game is based off of recognizing the logo. And so it's like if people are flying through that, that's all those logos, they just have to look at it and they know exactly what it is. So it's like that's how important the logo is. Like that McDonald's arch, you look at that. It doesn't have to say McDonald's. You know what that is.
Mhm.
You know, like you see the Wendy's girl. You don't have to know. You know, it doesn't have to say Wendy's because you already know what it is. So it's like, obviously that's fast food. People know what fast food is, but like that's kind of the whole thing that you want to go for. Like, and people don't understand this too. Like locally, being known locally is a big deal. People want to be known worldwide, which is cool, but it's like people just want. It's like also the same thing. People want to wake up as a millionaire. It's just not going to happen.
You got to start
It's not
somewhere.
going to happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? You got to work that. You got to walk the stepping stones to that direction. It's not going to happen overnight. So, being known locally is a big deal. If a lot of people know your name locally, if everybody in Massillon knows Clarity, that's insane. Like that's over a few thousand people at least. You know what I'm saying? That know what Clarity is.
Yeah, and then
That's
you get that you get one person in Maslin that tells someone like me, and then I know, and then I tell my friend. Like it's a web. Everyone's connected, and like before you know it, like before you know it, we bring you on a podcast, and now you're like there's so many other people that are going to be in like realize your thing, and yeah, and back to what you were saying about the logos, like for fashion, it's huge. Like if I had just a check mark on my hoodie, you would know exactly what it is. You would know exactly what that brand is. And like this is gonna get there. That's what this is gonna be.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's definitely what I want to take it to. And honestly, for this next project, like I feel like I've been lacking in quality, and I say that because I hate using vinyl. You know, I don't like to use vinyl. So I took the next step and I invested in a screen print system. So that's going to be coming in the mail. And that's what everything's going to be from now on. So screen print, if you don't know, that's paint. Like instead of it being vinyl, which I'll show you an example of what vinyl is. Vinyl is basically just, it's like almost like a rubbery texture that just irons on to like it cuts into it and then it irons on to the shirt, and that's what puts the design on there. So and it's what you guys have. Like you guys have the vinyl, which it's not bad. Vinyl's not bad. I don't want to shit on vinyl because it's really not terrible. Sorry for cussing.
You're good. You're good.
We've said way worse.
We've said far worse on here.
So vinyl's not terrible. You know, I'm not saying like it's the worst thing ever. It definitely holds up. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the quality that I'm after. Screen print. This is a screen print shirt. This is probably from 1990, and it still looks brand new. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely the next step. I definitely want to do screen print from now on, because it's just gonna bring the quality from A to Z, or fucking Z to A. I don't know, backwards. It's gonna go up. So, but yeah, so that'll be coming in soon. But this next drop, that's all gonna be screen print. I'm gonna go hard on this. Like I'm gonna go all out. I'm doing packaging, custom packaging. Like it's gonna be all different. Like I'm not doing any of the old stuff that I was doing. So
one thing
it's just gonna be 10 out of 10 quality.
The one thing I do love about your stuff, I love that you put the patch on there. Like I love the and like that it says like official merchandise. Like for me, like I don't know, it's something just like cool. It's branding, but it's also like I don't know. I just feel like it takes it to that next step. It's not just your basic like printed on shirt. Like it takes it on the next step, and it's like I don't know, like it's like the off-white, like the tag that they put on. Like it's just like something special that not everyone else does. That just like it makes it like I don't know, it makes it cool. I really enjoy it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. For real. The patch, honestly, like I was just like kind of like I don't know. I really like how Champion, like when you're wearing a Champion hoodie, like in Champion, I know not a lot of people wear it anymore, but like
it came back.
Yeah, it came back. Like it came back heavy. A lot of people, I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of people do wear Champion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's like when you're wearing a champion hoodie, you want that, like, you're almost like trying to have the champion logo like right on the side so people see it. Like, that's where you want it. So I almost like took that iconic look, and it's like, that is a great idea because people think about that patch. They're thinking about that now. Like, if you're just wearing a plain old hoodie, you're not thinking about nothing, just whatever. But if you got that patch on there, that's like an extra aspect to the hoodie. So it's like, oh yeah, I want people to see that.
It's the same. It's the same thing as like the people that keep the stickers on the hat that like show it's like the legit hat, or like the baseball jerseys. They have like the little tag down at the bottom. Like, it's definitely and like to me, I feel like it adds just a whole nother level of quality to it, and it makes it seem like it was like, I don't know, like it just adds another level of design that I really enjoy.
And see, from now on too, what I'm gonna do is. I was doing vinyl tags too. Like, I was doing my own tags. I mean, some people, it's not common to take the tag off. Some people leave it on and it's easier that way. But what I want to do is buy my own, like, paper tags. Like, I'll show you an example. Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, like just actual tag
on the inside of your
it.
shirt. Yeah. Here, I have another shirt here that I was wearing tonight. Might have a tag in it. So like this right here would have, like, it would have your brand on it.
Exactly.
That would be dope.
And I'll stitch it in there, and like, that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. But honestly, stuff like that, it's really hard to find a consistent and quality, reliable like seller, or whatever you want, supplier who's gonna give you a decent price for what you're looking for. So. A lot of them are just, honestly, it's price gouging at this point. It's insane.
Well, and I know for your stuff, you try to keep it pretty cheap. So I feel like to add that little detail in there, it could cost a lot, and that's something you're probably not going for at that.
And honestly, dude, that's like one thing that I've kind of been like, I don't really make a profit off this.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that's just because I enjoy doing it. Like, I love doing clarity. Like, that's something that it takes my mind off things. Like, people always say you should look for that thing that you zone out with and lose track of time with. That's this. Like, dude, I can sit on my computer and just design clarity logos for hours and lose track of time completely. Just write out things. Like, I'll just make things on Photoshop, whatever, just to pass the time. Like, that's fun to me. Like, most people might think that's boring after a while. I can literally just zone out and just do it. And so that's honestly helped me in a lot of ways. Like, it's gotten me better at the software, whatever. But it's just, people always say you should look for that. So I feel like now that I found that, it's like, this is just the perfect thing. Like, everything is just falling into place. Like, that's, I don't know. It's been perfect for sure.
I feel like, you just mentioned that you don't really make a profit. I feel like you can't rush that though. Like, it'll come with time. Like, Nike, they didn't, when they first started, they weren't, making billions. It took some time, and I think, you just got to be patient with it, and it'll get there.
Yeah, just keep building good stuff, and people will come for it.
Well, that's the thing, dude. And like, back to the profit thing, like, another reason I don't like to do that is because it's not, the quality isn't where I'm like, okay, yes, this is worth, I don't know, you look at like Off-White, for example, and it's like, you see that they're charging like, who knows, like 900 something bucks for like an outfit, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, how do you justify that? Virgil Abloh somehow justifies that in the quality of his work, whatever.
Yeah, it's like the name.
Yeah, like, he's built himself up. He graduated from a very prestigious school, and I didn't. I don't. Vinyl doesn't justify selling a shirt for 900 bucks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I definitely cannot do that. And I don't feel comfortable even selling it for more than what I would, more than what I'm paying for it. I just don't feel comfortable doing that yet.
Yet is the key word. You'll get there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This
now,
next drop,
up to
Steve's taking all your money.
Exactly. And that's why it's so nice. Like, now that I've been doing this new job, I've been doing gutters with my brothers. They started this business, and that's been working out real well. And that's been kind of funding it for me and a lot of the things that I've been doing. So That's been great. You know, it's not a bad thing that I'm not making a profit because I'm still breaking even. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really losing money on it. And that's kind of the whole process with it. And that's where I'm working myself up to someday, eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to charge maybe $100 for a pair of pants. You know, maybe. Who knows? You know, who knows?
What is the future goal? What, like, short term, like next year? What's the goal in the next year?
Within the next year, I want to have at least. Now, what I'm dropping next, I don't know if you guys have seen the website. I kind of posted a little bit on my Instagram, like just some little pictures I threw out. I made a little post about it. Just some low key stuff, not really great quality, but I kind of did that on purpose, just so people wouldn't, you know, get the full image yet. But the next look for the drop is up on the Instagram, and that's kind of. I want to get at least 2 or 3 quality drops of that. Like, I would consider that drop quality drop. It's, you know, there's kind of a lot going on. It's 6 colors. 6 colors is kind of insane for screen print, especially I've never done it. And honestly, I don't plan on dropping this next drop until October. Okay. October 12th is the date that I have written down. So, you know, it's a long ways out, but I'm seriously gonna like dial it in, perfect it. I'm not like, I don't care if I run through $400 worth of merchandise. Like, I want to perfect it. Like, this stuff is gonna be perfect. I won't sell it until I'm totally happy with it, top to finish.
So to go along with that point you just made, how many like mistakes do you have? How many just like ones have you made that you're just like, this isn't it, I'm not putting it out? Like how many throughout this whole process, this last, what you said you started in 2018, since you've been making shirts, how many shirts do you have that are just like duds, that are just like samples, I guess?
Honestly, there's probably hundreds in that closet right there, like shoved in a box. Like, there's probably 100 shirts like shoved in a box that are just. And honestly, it's like just trial and error. I don't know if I have any shirts laying around, but it's a lot of it's just trial and error. Like, I'll order a product that I see or something that like says it'll do one thing, or like sometimes it's user error. You know, like I don't really know how to use it yet, but I'll buy a product or something, says it does one thing, and I'll go and do it, and it does another thing, and I'm like, okay, well that was a waste. And just stupid stuff like that I've just taken the L on.
Yeah.
And if I look at it like, okay, I took the L on this, like, oh, I lost money, like, then it sucks. Then I get all sad about it, and like, I dwell on it. But if I look at it like a learning curve, like, oh, okay, that's not how that works. Now maybe I have to use a lighter shirt for this to work. Like, maybe. Like, for instance, like what I said right there, for an example for that would be, I had a black hoodie and this sublimation paper that I was using, which is what this is right here. This is sublimation on these shorts. I don't know if you can really see it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically vinyl that can be printed on. Sublimation, that's all sublimation. It's just vinyl that can be printed on in a printer. And I used that, and you know, I used it on the black hoodie, but it was supposed to be for a light printed shirt. So like, it just wasted. I don't know. It didn't show up. It was horrible. And basically, I just looked at it like, okay, now I learned my lesson. Like, I can't do that anymore. Like, you got to look at things not as a loss, but as a learning curve. That's definitely one lesson I've learned with all this.
I feel like that's been us too.
Oh,
just
yeah.
with the whole podcast, episode after episode, we're just
even
trying to get it
before
better.
every episode. Steve saw it. It took us 10 minutes to try to get all these cameras set up and try to get ready to roll. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And dude, honestly, it gets easier every time you do it.
Oh yeah.
It gets easier every time. Like, when I first got all my stuff, I was wasting every single shirt I tried to do. Like, every single thing I did, it didn't come out how I wanted to. It was a waste. So pretty much the whole first 3 months of doing all this stuff was all learning. like nothing but learning. I didn't sell nothing. I didn't want to sell nothing. It was just like I just had to learn all this stuff first. So then when I kind of got an understanding of it, that's kind of when I started doing stuff with it. So, yeah.
How many one of ones does Steve have in the closet? Something that'll never be made that are just you keep, that's you.
There's actually the one sitting behind me. This one. This was like something, and there's the one that I dropped last, but so this one was something I randomly came up with, Visionary USA. I was gonna do something with it, like as like a side thing, and kind of branch it off and just, I don't know, but it didn't never click with me. I wasn't really like, I didn't feel like I was able to do anything with it, but it's kind of just the normal logo, but in green.
That's cool.
And yeah, green and white on the back, but I don't know, dude. There's so many, like, too many to count. This whole rack is full of one of ones, to be honest.
What do you ever like have a fit? You like think you're like, oh, I want to wear this to like a party tonight, and you just cook something up real quick?
I've done a couple cook-up teas, like, just on the spot. Like, I'm like, okay, wait. I just, like, get this idea, and I'm like, okay, I can do this real quick. Especially, I have this app on my phone. It's an Adobe app. And, like, you can literally do everything that you can do on Illustrator on the app. Sometimes more stuff. Like, they have little design aspects and stuff that you can add to your shit. And it's honestly, like, sometimes more easier to use than Adobe Illustrator. So sometimes I'll cook up a quick design on there, and I'm like, yo, this is hard. Like, I might need to make a shirt real quick of this. And I'll just run in here and make it real quick and throw it on, like, go to the mall or something. Always, dude. It's funny.
Dude, I swear, I think Adobe Illustrator is the hardest software to use for the Adobe products. Dude, I don't know, man.
Either Illustrator or After Effects, bro.
Well, I don't really do many effect type things, but I was like at this co-work place where we are right now, and there was this dude, and he was on After Effects, and he was like messing around with like this Iron Man suit, and I was like, yo, I don't know how this dude did that, but like, respect, man, props to him.
Dude, After Effects is insane. Like, I seriously, I sat on here for several hours. I really don't know how long. Like I said, dude, I just zone out on this stuff. Sometimes I just, like, I get in the zone and I'm just like, I have to learn this. You know, I can't learn it. Like, I either get so frustrated and just, like, don't quit until I do learn it, or sometimes I'm smart and I just quit right then and there. I'm like, I'm not going to get frustrated on this. But After Effects has by far been the hardest thing for me to understand. I just can't understand it.
Yeah, I've been using Premiere Pro to edit all this stuff, and it's crazy because, like, learning one program, I can apply it to so many different things. Like, I had to do an edit in Final Cut, which is another, like, editing software, and, like, I've never used it, but since I learned Adobe so well just through YouTube videos and just, like, messing around, like, you're able to kind of, like, apply it to other things, and because generally all the softwares are the same. But yeah, it's really just a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of hours just looking at it, just messing around.
Dude, yeah, honestly, like, that's one thing that I really want to learn next. Like, just video editing as a whole. Like, that's something that could honestly take my shit to the next level. Like, when you look at all these different brands, and I hate comparing myself to anybody else, but it's like when you look at all these other brands, that they're doing like some sweet stuff with design software, like they're doing sweet ass videos, like 3D shit that's spinning in the video. It's like I definitely need to fully understand that stuff, learn it. Like, that's gonna be essential. People aren't really into seeing just graphic pictures anymore. Like, it's nothing to just post something on Instagram. People want to see like a sweet ass video that you can't make, like, you know, that not average Joe can make. So that's definitely what I want to get into next, for sure.
And like, this is something that we've learned. You can do a lot of really, really cool stuff like that looks high tech that's really not. And I was actually watching a video today. It was this lady. She was taking all these really cool videos that looked like they were shot with a drone in places you couldn't shoot with a drone. And like one was off the Golden Gate Bridge, and like the way they looped it, it was actually like the phone was tied to a fishing pole, and like there was just like all these different like ways that you can like ball out on a budget to like make things work. Like we've done it too. We needed like these big box lights we have behind us now.
Yeah.
We didn't have that back when we were in our studio in our attic. So we had a busted up TV with paper towels over it, and it worked the same way. Like you just gotta like think about what you need, think about what you have, and think about how you're gonna get there, and like just kind of keep chipping away. And that goes for everything. Like from like you said, like you working on shirts or us just trying to make the podcast look better. Like just keep chipping away at it.
Dude, yes, that's literally all you have to do. Like I can't tell you how many times I went outside. I'm in my backyard, like. I got like 5 books stacked up on top of each other. I'm like trying to set my phone up on the like perfect angle. It's literally like we've all been there, dude. It's like you all got to start somewhere. You can't have like the best of the best material right off rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I just know we used to shoot in the library, and we had like this little like tripod thing I bought off Amazon for like $15 to like hold my like phone camera, and we like hung it off like the back of our like the chair and like plugged like the phone in. Dude, it was so jank.
Ghetto. It was ghetto.
Dude, I've done some crazy stuff. I know what you're talking about. I've done some crazy stuff, dude. Like tying my phone up to my computer chair and just having it like set perfectly on it. Like,
yeah, dude.
Dude, yeah, I've done crazy stuff.
Dude, you gotta get creative when you don't have, a $1 zillion budget.
Get creative, take some risks. Like Steve said, take a couple L's. Look at it, but don't look at it as an L. Look at it as you're learning. And like one day, he said he's gonna have those pants that are worth the money. Like people are like, oh, how, like I don't like you said, I don't understand why Virgil Abloh's stuff's worth that much money like that. Like, I bet he took all these L's, got there, and now he's at the point where he's making bank. But people don't look back at all these L's he took, and they're like, oh, why is like they just like want to be a hater, and they're like, why is it worth all this? Why is this? This dude took. I'm sure he took his. Everyone takes their L's. I'm sure he took his plenty of losses. Wow, I'm just inaudible today.
Dude, that man went to RISD. Like he went. RISD is like one of the most prestigious. Like, honestly, I really don't know. I think they're just an art school, to be honest. But he graduated from there with his like the highest degree I think that you can get from there, from RISD, and that's insane. So. I mean, I guess that's where he gets justifying, paying or, charging $900 for a pair of pants. To me, that'll never make sense.
Yeah.
That'll never make sense. That's like a Birkin bag. Like, Birkin bags cost like $20,000. How do you justify that?
Yeah.
Like, people are only going to buy a Birkin bag because it's a Birkin bag, because nobody else can spend that money on it.
Well, and then you get people like me, like Migos has that song out right now where they just keep talking about it. Like you get someone like that does it, or like Drzik had Virgil design his plane. Like you just got to get like someone like that. Like that's all it takes. Like we were talking about how like that connection, whatever, that web. If you can get that one person to wear Clarity, you get. Obviously, this is super far off, but like. You guys aren't far from Cleveland. Say one day somehow LeBron got a hold of you, one of your shirts, wore it out. Like, tell me you wouldn't have people knocking down your door trying to get a shirt.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It would only take that one person. Also, though, at the same time, I'm not the type of person like you ever look on an Instagram post and like you'll look in the comments of a famous person, and it's like nothing but people saying like, oh. I'm a 15-year-old SoundCloud rapper. Do I sound okay? Like, they're like, can you go check out? And I'm not shitting on nobody, but, get it how you can. But it's like, yeah. I will never be that person that's, like, trying to, like going on other people's pages and stuff, like, shoving my content down their throat. Like, and that's what these people do. Sometimes they succeed with it, though. Like, I don't know any examples of it, but sometimes people do definitely blow off doing that shit, but I'm not the type to do that.
Yeah.
I'd feel so embarrassed for one of my friends to be scrolling through and see LeBron's post and see Clarity444 say, "Hey, I'm just a 21-year-old from Ohio. Check out my stuff. How am I doing?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah, but like that just is some people are just like that. But you just got to be true to yourself. You just got to be you and just keep doing your thing. And like,
For sure.
if it's
for
meant,
sure.
if like I know you're big on like manifestation stuff like that. Like if it's meant to be, it'll work out. If not, you just got to keep doing it. But if it's like you, if it's something you love, then it's at the end of the day, it's not really a loss.
Yes, exactly. That's definitely a good point. It's not really a loss because it's like if you're passionate about something, there's not much that you're gonna let stand in your way. Like I would say, like clarity is something that I'm very much so passionate about. I love doing it. It's a passion of mine. People nowadays they want to just start a business out of nothing. Like they just want to start a business just to say that they have a business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw a video of Gary Vee. Which I'm not really even a big fan of Gary Vee, but what he said was very true. He said something about kids would give, like, if they start a business, they'd want to give it back within the first year. That is so true. Kids just want to start a business nowadays. They don't really know what they're even getting into. So it's like when you're actually passionate about something, you're not going to let little barriers stand in your way. You're not going to let little things like if one of your guys' cameras broke or one of your guys' microphones broke, you guys aren't going to stop the whole podcast. Be like, well, we lost. You know, I guess we got to give this up. Like, yeah. It's just, when you're passionate about something, you're not going to let nothing stand there.
Yeah, no, we'd have that thing taken apart with like, exposed wires running across the table. It'd be a fire hazard in here. We'd still be making episodes.
Dude, I swear,
Exactly.
We would just milk the hell out of it. If we thought it was broke, we'd try to fix it or attempt to use it like half broken. Like, it doesn't matter.
You guys would be like, it'd be in the comments like, are they shooting these underwater? Like, they'd wonder what's going on.
Like smoke, like coming in the background.
Yeah, like, did you guys get a fog machine?
Yeah, new fog machine. Like, nope, that's just our camera half on fire. Dude, speaking of half on fire, I had to bring this up. Bro, so I'm living at the house up in Erie right now. And I came back into the house and I'm going on a run. And the whole entire, like, first floor, like, just smelled like straight gas. And I'm like, oh, that's, probably not.
Like natural gas or like gasoline?
Like propane.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, maybe, like, the grill, like, is leaking, but I don't know. So, like, I went out, like, the grill was turned off and everything. And I was like, yeah, I should probably definitely, like, call somebody about this. Like, my head was just, like, pounding. But, like, the second and third floor of the house, like, didn't smell at all. But so I was, like, really confused. So, like, whatever. I emailed the people, and they come over. And the guy went into our basement, and he was like, holy shit. He was like, I don't even want to, like, turn the light on downstairs because I don't want, like, it to spark and, like, blow your house up. He was like, it literally, like, reeked downstairs. And so, like, they had to have, like, a ton of people come in and, like, fan everything out. But it was just, like, a gas leak in our basement. And I'm like, holy, it was bad.
Did one of the lines, like, split?
I don't know. They didn't really tell me what was going on. I'm surprised the fire department didn't have to come.
Dude, imagine if he would have turned that light on in our house. It was just got leveled.
Bro, and, like, I was...
It explodes, like...
Dude, and I was,
like in a cartoon where, like, there's, like, wood falling out of the sky and shit.
Like, I was using, like, our gas, like, our gas, like, stove and everything, dude. Wasn't even, like, thinking about it at all. And the guy's like, yeah, like, I probably wouldn't use any of that stuff. And I was like, oh, I already used it twice today.
Well, like, a couple days ago, Jared was like, I think we have a gas leak. And I jokingly was like, did you light a match? He goes, yeah. It just was like black smoke in the air. I was like, dude,
okay.
You would have died. You would have blown the house up.
Dude, the first time we smelled the gas, we closed all the doors off to, like, the first floor. And we're like, try to contain it. And he's like, well, I don't know if it's actually gas. So the guy, dude, he takes a lighter and he opens the door and he, like, sparks it. And I'm like, are we good? He was like, yeah, I probably should do it again, though. And I was like, why? And he was like, because I saw a little bit of black stuff, like, burning in the air. And I was like, dude, if you blow this house up, all of my belongings are in this house, and I'm probably dead, too. But they figured it out, but it was...
Oh, my God.
was almost a
Dude,
tragedy.
I'd lose it, dude. I don't know what I'd do if someone did that in my house.
Dude, it was crazy. But
We're good now.
Everything's all good.
Hopefully.
everything's all good. I haven't smelled the gas, so they must have plugged it or found the leak. I don't know.
I've never had to deal with like gas leaks in my house. The worst thing I've had to deal with in my house is bees.
In your
Bees?
house?
Bees, like actual bees nests, growing in like not growing. Like they build them, whatever. But yeah, bees, like legit bees nest in my house. It
All
was
right.
horrible. Like imagine walking into your bedroom in constant fear that there's just gonna be a yellow jacket spring across your room. Like it
Okay.
was not fun to live in that
I-
time.
I have another story from that. Dude, up here in Erie by myself has been wild, dude. So,
I have no idea where this is going.
so I haven't told you about this yet.
Oh God.
So, since the gas was, whatever, we opened all the windows downstairs because we were trying to fan everything out. And I'm just like walking back in my room. And I go jump in my bed, about to get on Netflix, and I hear like a slight like buzzing sound in my room, and I just see this fucking wasp like buzz by my bed, like into like the into like the blinds, and I'm like, did I just actually see that? And then like I go look, and dude, it's like this big.
Was it a murder hornet?
It was just like this black like fucking like wasp, dude. And I grab my laptop, my phone charger, I dash out of the room, I close the door. I'm so afraid of bees. I don't know why. That's like the one thing I'm afraid of is bees. So I run upstairs to get my other housemate, and I'm like, bro, we gotta like. I was like, I swear there's one in my room. Like we gotta go kill it. So like we're grabbing pillows and everything. We walk in the room and it's gone, like nowhere to be found. I'm like, I can't sleep here tonight. Sleeping in my car, I guess.
The nest in the wall, like as you guys are just standing there,
dude.
like looking for the bees, starting
was-
his nest.
It was so bad.
Um,
And he was
boys.
like, so we didn't see it when he first came down. He's like, yeah, you're just messing with me. I was like, dude, no, I'm not. So I'm like, I close my door and I'm just like sitting on the couch and I'm like done. And I'm just like playing PlayStation, and it comes buzzing right by my head, dude. I'm like, nope, I'm leaving. It goes into the kitchen. I run upstairs. I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta go kill this bee. And now it's like on the window of the kitchen, and he comes downstairs in like a big winter coat and like winter pants, and he puts on an oven mitt and takes his shoe and just starts beating this like bee. And it's like clearly dead, but I'm like, dude, like chop it in half. So he takes a knife and like saws it. It's still sitting on the counter. I'm gonna send a picture to you later. I'll throw a picture up on the screen.
Put it on. Yeah, you
I
better
will.
put it on the screen.
And we just like sawed this bee in half. Dude,
I
it was-
got this video too. Hold up, that I might be able to throw up on the screen. That was at my house last year. That I think is a murder hornet. You guys got to tell me.
Send it to me on
I
Snapchat so I can throw
actually
it up on the
had a
screen.
real murder.
No, I
Show
think he's gonna put it
yours.
on right here.
Oh,
Give him permission to share it.
Wait, here. Let me see if I can give you permission to share your screen. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh, dude, I hate bees. I don't know what it is, man.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, dude, but I hate it. Especially like those wasps, dude. I think my fear is because they don't stop stinging you. Like they can just keep like
And they're
coming.
They
so-
don't.
They're
don't.
so pissed.
Yellow
too.
jackets die, but wasps, it's like a repeated thing. Hornets, it's a repeated thing. Like they don't as many times as they want.
Right.
They just punish. That's
Right,
all they
dude.
know is punish.
Actually, I think
They wake up and choose violence every day.
do they?
Every single day.
I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna have to fact check me. I think they bite and they don't sting.
For real?
Yeah, I think it's that they bite. I'm not sure though. Somebody's have to fact check me on that.
Dude,
Right.
imagine being a bee and just knowing that you can sting this person, but you're gonna die. Like they have to choose. I wonder if
Right.
they. Do you think they know they're gonna die? This
Like
sounds like
that's their final.
yeah,
they're
like they
fine.
know that's like a kamikaze. Like they're gonna have
Right.
to like crash and burn, but they're gonna sting you and you're gonna swell up like a.
Yeah, I don't
Balloon.
know. Like I'm not allergic to them, so like thank God, because that'd be even worse. But like, bro, I've only been stung once and like never again.
Dude, I remember one time as a kid, I was getting out of the swimming pool and I got stung at my aunt's house, and she like gave me some medicine because I was swelling up. And I swear to God, I woke up like 4 days later. It happened at lunchtime, and I woke up for dinner, and I was like, "What did you give me? What happened? Where am I?"
Dude, yeah, it's crazy, man.
All right, Steve, you got this video, this murder hornet,
I got
or what?
the video pulled up. How do I screen share?
Okay,
Go.
at the bottom of the screen it says screen share.
Screen.
Yeah.
Desktop. Hold up. What's it doing? Share.
Steve, you're a lucky man for not having to use Zoom, like on a normal basis.
Yeah.
I'm just figuring this out as I go.
Hey, that's all we've been talking about this episode. That's what you got to do.
Yep.
Literally, dude. I don't know if I can share it. It's like making me. No, we're gonna figure it out. Screen record.
Is it like making you put like your credit card information, the numbers on the back, and the
It's like
expiration
asking
date?
for my social. It's asking for my birthplace. Like.
It needs a photo of your passport and all that good stuff. Your bank account, your routing number.
One
All
piece
right,
of blackmail.
Hold up. One participant. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not sharing.
It's a loud ass bang.
Make sure he's eligible to screen.
Oh wait. Okay. All right, now try it.
Yeah, it was John.
I think it was my end was kind of.
Screen share. Desktop one. Boom. Share.
I'm not ready to see this thing on the screen, dude.
Bro, it's gonna give me the Jeepers Creepers. I hate bees.
This thing is intense, dude.
Oh god.
John's gonna be like itchy and stuff.
Bro, I'm not gonna be able to go home and sleep.
Big ass bee, dude.
Dude, speaking of not being able to sleep, I started watching American Horror Story. Bro.
Why?
Didn't they do a whole? Wasn't that? What season was that called?
Which one? There's
The
like
one where they
9.
did all the bees. Or
Oh,
there's like
there's
a
a-
bee thing.
Is there? I can't watch it.
Oh, dude, dude, it's actually a really good. It was like my favorite season. Dude, I used to watch that show, but like
No,
it just
it's-
got weird.
It's too scary, dude.
Dude, I
It got
remember.
really weird after a while.
I was gonna say one of my cross country teammates in high school put it on the night before a race, and I watched about 30 seconds. I was like, okay, you can turn that off. I was like, I'm not watching this right now.
Dude, it's so scary.
It was already like,
Called, would this video be called Quick Time Player?
Yeah. Yes, it will, because he's on Mac.
Oh.
Yeah.
he's got everything working against him today. He's got the new computer, the new software.
It's like not letting me. Here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go on my camera and then reverse the screen back, so you guys will see what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Can you see what I'm
Here,
seeing?
hold it up. Okay, yes. Oh wait, no, it's
Oh,
backwards.
So what
though.
I'm trying.
It's backwards for us though. It's because it's a mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold up. Now I can actually see. Wait, it's probably horrible quality.
Yeah, and it's backwards.
I don't know.
Oh,
Wait, what the fuck? Did that work?
wait, that didn't do anything.
I was
did
like,
it?
wait,
Yeah.
he like turned it. I was like, wait, how would that work? You just no, yeah,
I
no.
have no idea.
God damn. Hold on, let me go share screen.
Okay, so basically what it says is security and privacy, and it's telling me I need to click zoom.us.
Okay, hold on. Where is the video at? Like where on your computer? Where is it at?
It's on my screen. Can I send it to you guys?
Yeah.
You guys can do it?
Yeah, send
Email it to me, and I'll do
Okay.
it.
Yeah, that'll actually work.
Because I do want to see this bee,
Yeah.
bro. I've just.
Dude, I think it's my computer. It's like not letting me.
The new Mac.
It's the new Mac, and it's like, no, Steve, you can't do that.
I think it's the software. I think it's
I think it just doesn't want you sending scary bee pictures.
Yeah, I think it just knows like what your intentions are with the bee, and it just.
Yeah, and it's not letting me.
It doesn't
Fear
want you to strike fear into anyone else's
Oh,
heart.
dude, I almost
This
just threw
bee
up.
is intense,
Can you
dude.
see it?
Like when I tell you that
No.
this bee.
I just like burped and I almost threw up.
I thought you meant like you saw the bee.
No. Let me know when you email it to me.
What's your email?
Just send it back to the email I sent the Zoom link to.
Okay, yeah.
Don't take that shit from him, Steve.
I don't.
Yeah,
Want,
I'm
I don't
not
want to
trying
say
to
it
get
on
you
here.
guys doxxed.
People are gonna start emailing me.
We
All
can
45.
cut this part out.
Nah. Yeah, we'll probably cut it out. Who
Some
knows?
of it.
Okay,
No, the
You
beginning.
guys can't see my screen right now, right?
No.
No, we
cannot.
just see you.
Cool. All right.
Oh, dude.
Steve, also, now that we're not, like, in the podcast, I'm going to send you this one guy, this group. So, do you know who Mike Stud is, by any chance?
Mike Stud?
Yeah, like the rapper.
I don't,
Okay, so he kind of rebranded himself, but he has this guy that makes merch for him. He's, like, one of his homies. I feel like his vibe and your vibe are a lot alike. I'll send it to you, and I think you'll like it a lot. Like the
Yeah,
stuff I put out.
definitely send it to me.
Yeah.
For sure, I'll check him out. What does he do? Again?
So
He creates those?
Mike Stud, he was like a college rapper. Like when like that college sound was a thing. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck's that? Sammy Adams, like All Night Longer, like that like music. So but like now he's like rebranded. He sings the song These Days? Maybe. It's kind of a big, I don't know. It was famous.
I've probably heard it.
It blew up in like 2015,
Oh, dude.
16.
All right, I got it.
The fact that it didn't load in makes
wait.
it even scarier. What
Did the email come through, John?
Yeah, but iCloud, what the fuck? I'm scared.
Dude, this thing's intense. Like,
It
it's
doesn't
fucking
stop to
nuts.
Hold on, it's not
Responding.
opening it though.
Hold on. Bro, what?
Try to like right click it maybe from the email.
Why?
Oh,
Like, this thing was at least...
dear God.
Bro, what did you use to record this, bro? Did you use like a fucking camcorder
Oh,
or
I
what?
think it's because he sent it like
It's probably horrible quality. I can send it to you through iMessage. Hold up.
I think it's because he sent it from what's it called? From
Is it because I'm sending it through Mac?
I think it's because you sent it like from your iCloud. It's like still locked in his iCloud.
Oh, yes. Okay, just text it to me. Do you even have my phone number, dog?
Dude, I don't think I do.
Okay, alright. I'll give you my number.
We'll just
Let me know when you're
we'll
ready.
just cut this shit out.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
That's an
Really?
easy one to remember.
That is an easy one.
I'm from the 330.
330. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Do you not have a 330 number?
Yeah,
Me?
it's-
Yeah.
No.
What's yours? Well, like, what's the start of yours?
814.
814.
yeah, that's
That PA?
It's like it's like a northern PA. And like Pittsburgh 724 and 412, they have two
area codes.
area
yeah.
codes.
That's sweet. So were you a big Mac Miller fan?
Not really. But
Really?
like yeah, like there are a lot of kids in my town that are huge Mac Miller fans.
Mm.
But yeah, not really. I really wasn't. Like I like some of his music, but I'm not like huge diehard Mac Miller fan.
Dude, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna cap. Like, I was a big fan of him when I was a kid, like in middle school. I was a big fan of him when he dropped that whole album.
I know.
He
what-
dropped that song, Donald Trump. Whenever that song dropped, like,
Yeah,
unfortunately that's the name, but like,
1 second.
dude, that song was popping.
yeah.
That song was heavy. That song still bumps to this day. But
That
like
song
all them
does
songs
come
that
up.
he dropped at that time, dude, like that was just he was the GOAT. He was
Yeah.
always the shit.
That and like I think Knock Knock's on that album.
Yes, bro. That
that's
song is
that's such a fun
That was
party
everybody's
song.
favorite. Those are like the mainstream ones, but honestly that's how people found him for real.
Yeah. Oh
Alright.
my
All
god.
right. We
This-
got the.
Luckily,
hold on.
this thing is outside your home.
Oh dude, I was not messing with it at all.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Make it as big as you can.
I'm gonna.
Try to just press the full screen button.
Honestly, there's no. Okay.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
All
right. Steve got the video to us. Here it is. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna just probably throw it up on the screen, but dude, look at that.
It's intense.
Just absolute monster.
How many legs does that thing have?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Bro,
It was
what's
like
that
a
thing?
Look at that
spider,
stinger.
like,
That's a
Dude,
stinger.
dude, there's no. Hold on, I gotta go back.
the stinger was sticking through the mesh. Like, it was.
You should have ripped it off.
And then when it flies away, it almost looks like a dragonfly. But it wasn't. It was like 100% beef.
That thing looks like it just eats meat.
Dude,
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
bro, you gotta get your dog inside, dude. That thing will fucking eat your dog.
if that wasn't a killer hornet or a killer whatever they were calling them,
I forget.
Murder hornet?
that
Yeah.
thing fly away, bro. Like, it was that long. Like, are you kidding? Dude, that was it. If there was ever a murder hornet, that was it.
Does Steve know about the bobcat?
Oh, dude, yeah, you're from the 330. You know about the Bobcat, don't you?
What happened with the bobcat? What?
Bro, so
Oh, yes! When the bobcat got... Oh, dude, there's this bobcat running free.
yeah,
Free run.
that was like 2 neighborhoods down the street from my neighborhood.
That's actually happened a few times. Like, if you know where East Sparta is,
I know.
East Sparta area, it's like, it's in the country area. Like, it's more country than city area. But anyway, this guy out there has an exotic farm. I don't know if it's legal or not, but he had an exotic farm, tigers, all this crazy shit, bro. And, like, one of them got out for a while. Like, they could not find, like, half this dude's exotic animals. Like, they just got out. And it was just, like, a whole situation for a long time. And I feel like that's a common theme in Ohio. People just randomly losing exotic animals. Like, it
That
makes
has to
no
be
sense.
a nightmare for animal control, just running around trying to find these.
Mountain lions,
Dude, yeah.
and tigers, like bears and shit. Like, what?
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
Disaster.
Definitely not a vibe for Ohio.
No,
Maybe for Alaska, like dealing with a polar bear. Like, I don't know. Not for Ohio, though. Like, definitely
Dude.
not. We're not prepared for that.
I was like, I was just like scrolling on my phone and I saw like this like Instagram reel and it was about like something about you can't like go to Alaska without doing like a scheduled tour. Like you can't just go roam Alaska. They won't let you. Like the U.S. government won't let you.
Yeah, bro. That's true. I don't even think they fly over airplanes. They don't fly over Alaska. They don't fly over
Antarctica. Sorry, not Alaska. Antarctica.
Antarctica.
I was like, you can go to Alaska?
Nope, sorry, Antarctica, not Alaska.
Not Alaska, Antarctica. They won't even fly over it.
I know. It's because the
And it's weird.
Earth is flat.
Weird. It's really weird why they don't do that. But
there's a lot of
who
shit.
knows what they're doing over there? They probably got some shit. Some people think that that's where one of the entrances is to go to the center of the Earth.
I also heard that there was like that's where the Germans went, and there's like a civilization built like 2 miles under the ground in Alaska. That was like another like
I believe
crazy
it, dude.
thing
I
I heard.
believe that there's entire cities underground. For real.
yeah, it was like just like big like ice cities underneath like it was like 2 miles down from the surface of Antarctica.
Oh,
We might have to do some research and
we will. Steve, what's a crazy conspiracy theory that you believe in? Or like that you have a hard time like not like saying like you maybe not believe in, but like you're like, all right, I can't say that one's not true.
All right. Let me think about this.
there's a lot like
Okay. Actually, one that a lot of people just look at as such a crazy concept. Like they can't grasp it for some reason. They just, I don't know if it's conditioning or what. But this is probably the craziest conspiracy that I personally full-heartedly believe in. That a lot of people just absolutely do not believe in 100%. And that's the flat Earth. I don't believe that it's completely flat. I think that it's more so, I think it's a flat surface with a big old firmament around it, like a big globe, basically. Like, if you've ever seen the Simpsons movie, I mean, that's on a very, very small scale. They're kind of like giving you a symbol for what we're really in. We're not on a ball spinning around on an axis. That doesn't even make sense. Like, how have we not flown off by now? And people say gravity. gravity. That's why you haven't flown off. It's like, I mean, if we're moving like 1,000 miles per hour on these axes in a bunch of different directions, how when we go up a hill, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't honestly fully understand that, so I'm not going to try and argue that. But I do full-heartedly believe we're on a flat Earth, and I think we have a firmament over top of us. And I think that the Earth goes into like if you've ever seen in like cartoons and shit when they rip something out of the ground and it's got like pieces of the ground still in it and it's got like roots and stuff. I think that that's almost what like all the planets look like. I think that's what Earth looks like. It's like it's got a big thing underneath of it that where it looks like it just got ripped out of something, and it's just got this giant firmament over top of it. So it's almost like its own ecosystem floating through the fucking space. Like that's just what I think.
Well, that's what the Bible says.
And go ahead.
The Bible says, or well, there's diagrams in the Bible of like that, like firmament. It's like the, you know, like the earth, and then like the heavens are like above, on like a firmament. That was a good term.
Yes.
I need to do some research into this.
Yeah. And dude, speaking of the Bible, did you guys? So you know how like the government was supposed to release like everything they knew about UFOs and like whatnot. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. What happened?
With it was like Donald Trump's like last like thing in like the COVID relief package that like by June.
I knew they were gonna release a bunch. I knew like that like Rogan talked a bunch about that.
Yeah,
they were gonna release a bunch of stuff.
They came out and they were like, yeah, we're not releasing anything anymore. Like, nope. But then like I don't know, like people were like speaking out about it, and they said that like UFOs weren't like the only thing. There's like a new category called USOs, and it's like unidentified submerged objects. And there's like some video footage of like an aircraft pilot like flying, and like something like flies down into the water, and he's like still like tracking it. It's moving like hundreds of knots an hour under the water, and they're like, we have no idea like what that is or whatnot. So there's a ton of stuff that was supposed to come out but never did.
Dude, honestly, like I've heard stuff that NASA originally, I don't know how true this is. I haven't personally looked into this, so I don't have full facts, but I've heard that NASA originally, before they became a space exploration organization, they were first originally exploring the sea. So NASA was sea exploration. They were exploring the underground, you know, whatever. And they, like, obviously everybody knows they still haven't explored every aspect of the sea. It's so fucking big. There's no way they can. But what some people think is that while NASA was originally exploring the sea, they came across something that like completely freaked them out and scared them off, and then like switched them up, and now they're like trying to figure out how to get out of the firmament. And that's why they went with space. Now they're trying to learn everything about space and how we can get out of here. That's what one theory is. I don't know how true it is, but it's cool to think about, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I know they said like we've only discovered like 5% of the ocean. Like fuck.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
5%.
Like that's insane to me.
Yeah, I just think it's
absolutely like insane to me.
I think it's like, yeah, I've always thought like it's so crazy how like the space race is like such a huge, like space exploration is such a huge thing, but like we haven't even, you know, discovered everything that's like living amongst us yet, which is kind of crazy.
What if we've never, even Russia, even any other country that claims they've been to the moon, what if nobody has ever really been to the moon?
There's a lot of conspiracy theories about they faked the moon landing.
And like now Elon Musk is finally trying to like go balls to the wall with this shit. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna break out the firmament. Like, maybe that's why his rocket failed. Like, that bitch bounced up on the firmament and couldn't make it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be reasons behind everything. But I think that man is honestly trying to like fight fire with fire, and it might not go well for him.
I guess we'll see.
All right, one last thing. Back on a serious note. John says you're on the gym grind.
Dude, yeah, bro, yes. Definitely been on the gym grind a lot lately. I feel like I kind of slacked in the winter, which is prime time. That's really when you want to go your hardest, is in the winter. You don't ever want to slack in the winter because come summertime, that's when you're trying to go to the beach shirtless. Like, you don't want to be looking like a chicken out there. To be honest, I look like a chicken. You know what I'm saying? So, I've definitely been working towards, feeling better about myself, and that's one of the easiest ways to build confidence. If you're ever lacking confidence, just hit the gym. For real, take some pre-workout, get in there, and just have fun. For real, that's the biggest thing with it. I love going to the gym. And actually, just recently, I don't know if you watch Ryan Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
You guys probably do. You guys like fighting.
Yeah.
So you know that Cobra bag he uses, like the Cobra bag that he's like famous for, basically. So I just bought one of them. And, dude, that thing is fucking insane. Like, it's insane. Like, it's legit a workout. And you really don't realize how hard it is until you start using it. And you're like, dang, dude, like, that kid is seriously something crazy. So that's, like, one of the best cardio workouts you can do. So definitely, yeah, I love the gym. Like, that's been my go-to. Anytime I'm, like, in a bad mood, sad, hit the gym. Automatically feel better. It's the best. Love it.
Yeah, dude, I swear there's no better feeling than just getting a fresh workout in. You just finish like an hour and a half workout. No better feeling after that.
Dude, yeah. It's awesome. Like, get it done, get it out of the way. Like, even if for someone who doesn't like working out, like, you feel so much better of a person. Like, you just feel like you accomplished something. Even if it's a 15-minute workout. Like, just getting in there and, like, doing a couple things. Make that 15-minute go to 30 minutes the next day. Make that 30 minutes go to an hour the next day. Get yourself on a routine. Like, that's the main thing. That's the one thing that'll take you from being in a depressed mood to happy as fuck. I can take it from me. Like, I went from being depressed to happy as fuck. It really works. For real.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we've been at it for over an hour and 10 minutes now. All right, last question for you, Steve. Where can you find you? And what's to come?
Look me up on IG, Steve Drzik, Steve Drzik, and CLARITY444. You can give them both a follow. Check out the website. We just added a couple more pictures on there. You can check out the drop. It's gonna be coming October 12th. Other than that, thank you for having me, boys. It's been great.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, dude, we had a blast. It was a good time, man. This is our longest episode so far. But
we got a lot covered for sure.
Oh yeah. All right, buddy. We appreciate you coming on.
All right, man. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, sir, bro.
Peace.
Peace out.
That was a fun episode.
That was a great episode.
That's what I want this to be. I want this to be serious, be able to come in here, take something away from it, and also just be able to take a couple laughs away too.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Just messing around.
Yeah, no, and it was just the homies being homies.
Yeah, it was cool. Let us know who else you want to see on the podcast. I think we kind of want to make this a little more guest-based.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of fun with the guest.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guests lined up.
Get some bodies in here. I want
Yes.
people in here.
Yes.
See some faces.
Right. We need somebody in the studio. Enough of Zoom.
Put asses in seats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, it was great to be back. We'll see you guys next Thursday, I guess.
Do your thing. Like, subscribe. Show us some love. Peace, guys.
Peace.